Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Red Ward. From wherever you are, we're here today to watch the women's game, third game of the second part of the season. They're on a tremendous tear at the moment of wins. They're doing great. They're here today to go against Briton Ferry, in Briton Ferry. And I have some special announcers trying to upgrade our Sunday production that was going to be just me, and we added in some significant talent here. Up top right now we have Dave Foster, known in the chat as Dave Foster, and down off to the side of me here on the screen is Wild and Free Canadian, also known as Bryn. And how are you guys doing today? What are you thinking this is going to be like?
I'm really excited about this match. Been getting more and more excited as the weeks have progressed. Just, hey, in the last 6 weeks, we've been holding the other teams to very low scores and trying to rack them up ourselves.
What do you think, Bryn? You can go on mute, Bryn.
Rookie mistake. Good morning, Horde. It's great to be here. I think I agree with Dave there. There's probably a lot of tension in the dressing room right now as they prepare to get out on the field. And I think, yeah, it's going to be a real gritty match. We're going to have to be on point, get out there and get on top pretty early. Possession is going to be key, and we'll see what the girls have to get going today.
Yeah, so you guys can't tell, but I'm going to switch screens. I'm bringing up the table, and just to refresh, I'm sure all of you Red Horde regulars know all this, but 20 games in the season. The first 14 determine the top 4 and the bottom 4. Bottom 4 are battling they each play each other 2 times. Worst score at the end of the season of the 20 games goes down and has to battle a team to see if they get replaced in the league. And to win the championship, it's the top 4 teams battle it out. And again, they play 6 more games, 2 against each other. And then the best record at the end of that is the champion. So, as you remember, we were battling Swansea just to make it in. We won all the games we needed to to squeak in. Got into the top part, and mathematically, we're in it to win the championship, presuming that out of the last 4, Cardiff doesn't get a win and a draw. Or just a win, I think we'll do it, because if you look at the map, the most we could get is 12 more points, and that would put us at 40. They just need a win for that. They have a huge goal difference, which I don't believe we'll be able to catch 11. So the likelihood is that 1 win out of their last 4 should seal it for them. So really what you're playing for is probably second place, where Briton Ferry is, and we play them this week and next week. They're up by a few points now. 4 we have to catch them. We need to win both against them, and that should do it. So they've been good all year long. These are going to be tough games. I am also going to switch to the lineup. Did you guys have the lineup? Did you see what it is today, Bryn?
No, I had hoped to be on the ball. I'm just getting the follow up on the TV here as we speak. So I'm
Is the game up yet? I didn't have it on the screen. You can't do it early. I'm just
loading it through the Bluetooth here.
Dave, have you seen the lineup? Any opinions on it?
I have not seen the lineup yet.
Okay, so I'll run through the lineup. We're looking at Lizzie Craven in goal, Karen Allen anchoring the defense, back with Katie Sharp and Erin Lovett. You got Erin Amber Lightfoot, and I believe Kara Jones is the one that plays the other wing. And then in the middle, of course, the great Lily Jones, Nat Clark, and Karen's Brooke. And then up front, we got Ava Suckley and Abby Eidman. Also, the bench looks pretty the same standard that we've been running. Morgan is the backup goalkeeper. Davies backup on defense. Pritchard, Hughes, and Gibbard on the bench. Hello, everyone out there. Good morning, Ruth. And Glenda, Dawn, how are you doing? Snowboarder, Giselle, Denise, Jason. Everyone's in here nice and early.
Yeah, snowboard. Well, it's wild and free. We just let it do its own thing. Who do we have? Dawn, TNS. Yes, I think we're up with TNS here quite shortly, aren't we? Was it? When do we have? Thought we were early April. Or is it end of March that we play TNS again?
Yeah, I'm going to scramble around and see if my stream's looking good now.
Yeah, sorry, folks. Bear with me here while I get.
Is anyone else getting the good feed yet?
No, it's just the screensaver there.
Oh, so interestingly, you know what? I may switch back to the table for a second. Wanted to point out something really kind of crazy. I thought was crazy. So when looking at the table, I was like, oh, we're in the top 4: Cardiff City, Briton Ferry, Wrexham, and Wem Town, W-E-M Town. And then I felt like, I know I'm getting a little bit older. Occasionally I forget things, but Wem Town? What the heck's Wem Town? And so I had to go looking the whole thing up. It's the New Saints. They renamed themselves to Wem Town.
Oh, see, I did read that. I saw it a couple times pop up last night, and I didn't make heads nor tails of that either or pay much attention. I do see we're playing the New Saints next on April 13th.
Yeah. I got to tell you, I mean, I was contemplating, have we jumped into a parallel universe in which there's been a team that we've been playing called Wem Town, and I'm not aware of it. In my mind, we never played them. How am I going to talk about them? So thank goodness it was something simple and not some crazy accident at Stern that had me thinking I wasn't aware of everything that's taken place in this universe.
I think it was some match highlights that I was seeing, and I skipped over it, but I didn't even realize it was our league. I did catch a bit of a podcast yesterday from Briton Ferry, and they seem quite confident going into this game. The fans seem to think their team is on a roll, that they're building on what they've been achieving in the past weeks, and that they're coming out to dominate Wrexham. So that's from the Blues standpoint. That's kind of where they were at as far as their discussion.
Were they in first for a good chunk of the season? Was it New Saints or Briton Ferry? One of the two was ahead of Cardiff, weren't they?
It was the New Saints.
New Saints were in first for a while?
Okay. Yeah, they were neck and neck and leapfrogging there for a bit. I want to say coming into the mid-season, earlier on in the first half. Now, before we get started, Dave, do you have your toque ready just in case?
I must say I do not yet have a toque.
Okay, well, I've got us covered. And, got it ready.
Oh, there we go. That is a snazzy toque.
Got
that
the Welsh
looks like
one,
it has
so
all sorts of goals in it.
That's Wales. And then, so we've got the home and the away sides too. depending on where we're at, what kind of magic we're needing.
Yeah.
So I've got that ready. I know the Horde would be wondering.
One side's for rally, one side's just for a go-ahead goal. So
That's right.
Hey, Scott, nice to see you.
Yeah, I have to tip my hat to yourself and Shaun and Diandra. This is a lot to get going first thing in the morning.
I know. For those of you, as you can see up on the screen, I have the actual feed at the moment. So the camera is finally up, if you were wondering. I often have to go all the way back out and come back in. It also isn't always set up like the men's, where you can't go to the game center. If you have to go to the iFollow drop-down link off of the Wrexham site to find the women's game often. The Angry Birds too. Got to pull it out if necessary. But both of these teams, Briton Ferry and the New Saints, were looking very good earlier in the season, like you're saying, and New Saints were right there with Cardiff. So yeah, I don't expect that this is going to be an easy game. Last week's game was from a lower league team, and we didn't blow them out. We won, but it wasn't the drubbing that you would think, based on the league difference. So yeah, the women have to really be on it today. And if they keep playing like they've been playing, I think we're going to be in good shape. Oh, was that my camera flipping around there? I lost my connection.
There we go. And here we go. We have the teams walking out onto the field. Wrexham in red, Briton in black.
Good morning, Push Kid.
This is a plus. Looks like it's a little overcast, but seemingly dry. I know the fans, the men's game there got very wet, the tail end. A lot were running for cover straight to the turf after the match.
This looks like another good-sized pitch, too. Pretty big.
It definitely had some width to it.
Welsh Techie always pick on Discord.
Oh, does Welsh Techie put up some good picks, or is he up again?
One good pick of the pitch.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a wide playing area here. Would be nice to see us getting some runs up the wings here early. If we can come out like we did in that last match against Cardiff, I think this is going to be a good rumble. And correct me if my memory fails, going back 2 seasons now here, we were really fighting neck and neck with this squad, looking for that promotion. They took it. And then I think we played them the first match of the league last season, if memory, I haven't looked this up. I'm going off memory here, so please correct me in the chat if I'm off base. But I definitely feel we have some blood between the teams here.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's a strange seeing another team in red. I don't remember them being.
I got it backwards. Sorry, Horde. Yes, Wrexham is in black.
Yeah.
It threw me off seeing the red walk out.
That's what I mean. It looks so much like our color and outfit, same shade, that I initially was like, oh, I knew we were away, so I was pretty sure we were going to be wearing black or gold.
Is Alan a lefty? Does anybody know? I'm just asking because I see the girls walking out or getting ready at center and she's got the back of her socks slit, but just on the left. And usually the players will do that just to give themselves a little bit more action and play in their socks. They're not getting the pole. So putting it on just one would indicate to me that's the striking leg, but I didn't realize she was a lefty.
Hey, WG, nice to see you. And it's out of play.
I do like their dragon.
Run down. It's going to be a goal kick for Briton Ferry. My cat's rear end thinks it's a star. Yeah.
There we go. Threw me off. I was looking at the screen and they're still there we go.
Dave, we lost you there. Briton Ferry with the ball. Cleared out by Nat Clark. Drops it way down. Don't think Abby's going to be able to get to that. She gets boxed out, and it's going to be a goal kick for Briton Ferry.
Remember this
Some of their
keeper.
players has on what looks like, is that rugby headgear? Maybe might have been a concussion or something.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's protective.
Yeah. Try to get the ball over to Suckley. Does not happen. Briton Ferry clears it. It's over to Lovett. She lets it roll out. It's going to be a throw-in for us. Kicked ahead, trying to go down the left side. Suckley's rushing onto it. And it gets, defense decides to knock it out of play. Be a Wrexham throw-in. Scramble for the ball. Briton Ferry tries to bring it up field. Defense is pretty solid. Scramble in the middle again.
No real possession yet.
Briton Ferry.
So I love just batting back and forth here. Nobody's really held it for any effective possession. It's down here. Wrexham's goalkeeper has the ball. Going to be a goal kick here.
All the way back to Lizzie. Yeah, snowboard. There is no way to watch the women's game. They used to occasionally have them on, what was that, like Gonzo website or something, especially in tournament games and stuff. But I haven't seen any of the Wrexham women's stuff on there since last year or the beginning of this. So the only place that I know the game to be is in iFollow.
I was getting pretty frustrated with iFollow the first half of the season. I was starting to say
that was horrible. Yeah.
I wasn't going to renew going into next year, but they have improved. It is getting better. So,
agreed.
For the time being.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because now I'd be paying for iFollow just for the women's matches.
Yep.
And that just seems like it seemed like an okay deal when I was getting the women's matches and the men's matches, and that was largely, like how I had to watch the men's matches because I was concerned about what it would be like on Paramount. The fact that I'm in the U.S., I get to watch every Wrexham men's game in Paramount. So, and the Paramount's pretty good. They don't come on early enough. They don't have much of a pregame. And there's a corner right now for the Wrexham women. Here's a good cross in, a little long. They went back corner. Ball's rolling to the far side. What are they rolling? Linesman's kind of soft on the calls. Is that Garrett Jones or is that Carnes. Brooke taking the corners.
Not sure.
Looks like Carnes from a distance. Yes, it is. We got the close-up view there now.
There we go. Look at how that corner just dips off.
Must be good drainage over there.
Yeah. Love it. Fighting for the ball at midfield. Does a good job there. Tries to put it back in play. Drives it down the middle. Scramble for the ball. Nat Clark tries to keep it forward. There's Brooke Carnes in the middle now.
I find my eyes are just starting to adjust to the fact that we're not in red. I kept wanting to follow red.
It's still throwing me off. Absolutely. Got the hesitation because I keep wanting to shout out for the other team here.
Oh, they're free to watch, Giselle's saying. So I had it wrong. I thought I know I'm always logged in, so I didn't realize that the women's games are free. I just presumed it was part of my pay package for the men.
Oh, I didn't realize that either.
Yeah, Giselle just saved us because I had no idea.
Oh, good to know.
Thank you, Giselle.
Suckley trying to make her way down. Great cross right to the keeper. Needed to be another meter or two out for it to get over to Abby on the other side.
I think with your Paramount,
nice to see you coming in real early. Chris usually shows up late, brings us a couple of goals. Hopefully, Chris's entrance to the chat will get the women a goal here. Looking coming up on the 7-minute mark. It's going to be a throw-in by Karen Allen. Ball's knocked around. Carnes with it. Tries to make a move. Gets intercepted. Ball's knocked ahead a little too far for Abby, and it bounces to the keeper.
no significant threat from either side here yet. 7.5 minutes in.
Kind of like
really
the
been
look of this
dominating.
place. I definitely like it better than like when they were playing at that track the other week. You know, was that Cardiff? Or
That is Cardiff,
whatever it
yeah.
was.
Cardiff City.
Yeah, this has a much nicer feel to it.
Doesn't the racetrack make you have that race course authentic feel though?
Oh yeah, I mean I'm
For sure.
excited to visit in 2 weeks when they play Cardiff. So they play Briton Ferry again next week at home, but I believe it's at the Rock, and then the following week is Cardiff at the race course. So that should be a good one.
March 30th. Mark it on your calendars. Yes.
The March 30th one is next week with Briton Ferry, right?
Oh, I thought that was the one they were. Okay.
I
And
think
March
I could be
flying
wrong.
by on it.
Oh, good block by Aaron Lovett. Nice header away. Briton Ferry tries to one-time it from the air and is unable to. Knocks it out. It's going to be a goal kick. It's an interesting setup. They weren't always doing this where they have two defenders go all the way back and bookend the keeper on these goal kicks. It's interesting. Ball's being booted around at midfield. And again, Briton Ferry just blasted out of play. I don't even understand that play at all.
Yeah, they're very much like baseball dugouts on the benches there.
Yeah, how they're below the ground.
Yeah.
Did you notice on the close-ups along the camera side that the pitch drops off significantly. A long shot about 21 meters out. Jones misses the goal altogether to the right. It's going to be a goal kick.
Kicks it out. Not much of a kick. The girls are definitely playing close here. Not dropping off too deep. I also recall from our earlier matches, this goalkeeper, she seems to tire as the match goes on and slow down. I also remember she was spending a lot of time on the ground just killing the clock towards the end of the last match. But yeah, she definitely, if we can keep the jump on them through the game, we're going to get some.
Keep her active, yeah.
We'll definitely get the opportunities on her, yeah.
It's a long kick downfield, gets knocked out by Wrexham, so it's going to be a throw-in for Briton Ferry here. On the far right side, foul called, and it's going to be Wrexham's ball.
I don't see anybody warming up on the sidelines there, and our bench looks very shallow. Other than the managers, I see 2 players on the bench.
Maybe they're just up. Well, there's 3 of them down there. Ball on the far left side. Briton Ferry has a good opportunity. Defense is over there. Allen takes her out, and it's going to be a penalty. Definitely a penalty. Just tripped her up. Not good defense there.
Poor sportsmanship.
When the player cuts back inside and hooks her back foot and lifts it up inside the box, it's going to be a penalty.
Giselle with that timely call for the ladies to get some coffee. Unfortunately, they didn't get that in time.
Here we are.
It's important that they rush in here in case
And
it's
she got the keeper
down.
going the wrong way.
Yeah. And it's 1-0 Briton Ferry.
I've got my Stoke cold brew green label here.
All right, which one of you is going to swear at the screen? Because that's what's usually happening right now when Diandra's here. She's yelling and screaming and flailing, and
There hasn't been much to flail around about other than that penalty. It's been a lot of ping pong back and forth at midfield and no real possession right up until those last few moments there.
I have to show a little bit of restraint at 7:15 a.m. and girls are just starting to move about.
Yeah, I'm sure my teenager won't be too happy with me.
So I'm not used to that. I'll have to recalibrate.
Wrexham throw in.
Yeah, like I've said before, I love watching Diandra. It's like scrolling through every single emoji.
Yeah, you're not exactly wondering, I wonder what Diandra's thinking right now. I wonder what she's feeling.
You could put her on mute and still know exactly where she's at.
Yeah, it's still showtime.
For sure.
So again, not much happening. We had the throw in. We threw it straight to them. Few kicks around, and it ended up going out on the opposite side of the field. Brighton with another throw in here.
That could have been done better. Allen was going to let it roll out, then gets concerned and drills it out of bounds right at the corner. Look at that, is quite a drop off. Ball's played into the keeper. Lizzie Craven picks it up, boots it long downfield. Great kick. Tries to spring Abby and Ava. It's 2-on-2. Pressuring the ball. Make a good clear out. And then Lily comes up. No, Kara Jones does. Knocks it back in. Great throw into Abby. She's unable to handle it as she tries to spin and take the ball in the air. And goes out for a goal kick. Woody, nice to see you.
So let's watch here. She's taking a big, long run back. Let's see how far down the field she can get it this time.
Yeah, this keeper can boot it downfield.
I don't know. Yeah, she doesn't have. I mean, look at our kick that almost ended up in their.
Yeah, I think
box down there.
Lizzie's kick was quite impressive. She did 3/4 of the field, right? So
yeah, no. That was
here it is.
velocity.
Play back to the keeper. Lizzie, not a great boot forward this time. Ball to Kara Jones. Now to Lily. Lily over to Abby. Kara's got it on the far side. Tries to lead Ava. Defense is fast. Cuts Ava off, surprisingly. Lets the ball roll to the keeper. Wow, that's kind of surprising. I wasn't expecting that kind of speed from that player.
I'm sorry to be redundant, but these kits are really throwing me off. Again, I was just searching for players' numbers on the Reds and going, where are they? Where's Lily?
So that's what there's no time to see numbers. Occasionally we'll see a number.
Yeah.
And if you haven't done it before, we'll put up the women's roster so that we can look at it. But from doing it all the time, we just look for how they do their hair. And after we've figured out who it is, then we kind of have an image in our head of, okay, this person puts all their hair up. This one does a ponytail. This one, their hair's flopping all over the place. This one's braided. And we just do our best. This camera is not that far away. It does get really difficult on the far side today. But most of the time you're close enough, at least for me, to tell who's who.
Ponytails and mannerisms are definitely.
Wow, that shot right there really shows that drop off too.
Yeah, I can't believe that doesn't significantly impact how you play out there. This drop off look at where Lizzie is, and when they're on the far side, I have a feeling that pitch drop is more than a meter, like 1.5 meters or more, like
from end to end.
Yeah,
at least.
Well, and when their keeper's doing the goal kick,
angle's level, but the screen looks like it's tilted.
Yeah, from their end down towards Lizzie is definitely downhill significantly.
Yeah.
Which I think is why they're getting a bit more of the rush on us here the last 8 minutes or so.
Ball's in the box. Defenders aren't able to clear. Briton Ferry. Oh, another bad defensive play again. What are you doing touching the ball at the last second? Gives them a corner.
Yeah, they're nervous. Both teams were playing very, very nervous. Obviously,
Absolutely.
That penalty and the goal has settled Brighton in, but we need to get something going here real quick.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be an outswinger from them.
Here we go. Lily's on the ball. She looks determined. Big kick down.
Low, short corner.
Little
bumps all the way
far out.
through. Yeah, here comes Lily. Firing out of there. Blasts it downfield. Puts a nice spin on it, trying to get it out in front of Kara. Rolls all the way to the keeper, though.
Yeah, thus far we're playing from our heels and not playing well from our heels.
You see the time wasting with their keeper here.
Yeah.
Why?
It seems to be her style of play, and she may feel she has a psychological advantage as the match goes on. I don't know. Or she's just determined to hold that 1-goal lead and kill the clock.
So tell me this: do you have to pressure her before the referee would call delay a game?
Typically, yes. If it became a chronic issue throughout the match, then they may start calling a little preemptively if they're just standing around or picking daisies in the grass.
Just doing that pre-20-minute mark on a 1-goal lead is ridiculous. That's a nice.
You expect
drop.
that in the last 20, perhaps, but yeah, and I got very frustrated with her. I recall before the first half was over, last time we were up against, because she spent most of the time on the ground just hugging the ball. And then her players would keep kicking it back to her, and then she'd just flop on it, and it was just nonsense.
Good morning, Charles. Welcome.
Just a lot of in and out off the sideline here.
Yeah. For anyone joining a little bit later, we are not rooting for the team in red. Send all your good vibes to Wrexham in black today. There's Diandra.
Yeah, I'm going to have to start looking that up. Had I known, I could have worn my black kit this morning. Been matchy-matchy.
Ball's all the way back to the keeper. And she's stalling again.
Yeah. Well, I like to see the girls getting right in her face. We had two right up into her grill there. One of us gave her a little shove as we turned and ran back.
Put Rosie in. She'll end that right away.
Well, Lily has been very quiet in comparison to
You think Lily might go introduce herself to the keeper?
I don't know what's going on. Because, I mean, usually I'd be shouting Lily Jones. She's here, there, and everywhere. Not anything noteworthy thus far. She's also staying in her lane.
Yeah. One of the things that throws Diandra and I off, it seems that there's different people in different games that I'm not saying they play out of position, but all of a sudden they'll be on the opposite side of the pitch from what you believe their position is, or
like McLean,
Karen Allen, who's anchoring the center of our defense, be the furthest down the field offensively sometimes for several minutes, not rushing to get back. And I'm guessing they have some sort of, understanding that if you have the ball, you have an opportunity, or to balance the field, you're supposed to fill in a gap, that there's some sort of acknowledgement of that, and someone rotates back to your position. So
well, and we've been playing her at least the last few games more or less
Briton Ferry with a little bit of a breakaway. The offsides, does it get called? It does. Sorry to cut you off there, Brent.
No, not at all. We had something happening.
Yeah, quite a ways offsides.
They split our D two ways.
Yeah. Carrie.
Yeah, we've been playing. Go ahead.
See, look at Carnes is well ahead, and so is Abby ahead of the forwards there. Down goes Aaron Lovett, trying to bring the ball forward. The ball's being swung around. Nat tries to make a tough pass between two players. It gets intercepted. Ball's out wide now. Allen's over to defend. Ball gets brought back to the middle and cleared out nicely. Another flop. What was that about? Lily goes near.
Lily had her leg out, and she took advantage of it. I see frustration mounting in Lily already. just from her mannerisms from afar here, and that's not good for our squad.
Well, that's 2 BS calls on her.
Well, she's not getting the ball. She's getting double teamed on the wings when she does get the touch, and just seems like they've really got her number thus far. Oh.
Ball's being knocked around in the box here. They've got a few chances. It's got the ball wide. Cara Jones pressuring.
That was dangerous. We just gave them two swipes at it, 6 yards out.
Yep.
And got very lucky.
The last couple minutes, I've really been noticing the impact on the ball with that drop off of the pitch. And you can tell from side to side when they kick it one way, the ball's slowing down going up the hill. The other way, it's speeding up.
Either side of the goal, it slants. And it
I don't think it looks like this is all downhill. Like usually it crests in the middle so that the ball goes off to both sides. I think this pitch might be from the far side as the camera angle looks.
You can see it
this
right
side
there.
is all one direction downhill. No crest in the middle.
And that one corner, I think that whole side has just dropped and settled over time or something.
Yeah, they built this on the side of a hill.
An old dump.
I don't know. That where the dugouts are, I think, is up pitch. Like you're going uphill there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've nailed it.
That was a handball. Briton Ferry with the ball. They have it inside the box. Here comes a cross. Oh, off the post. A dive, attempted save, unable to get a hand on it.
Oof.
Another one where they used their shoulder to knock it down. No call by the ref. Pretty decent defense here. Abby gets it, knocks it ahead to Ava, and it goes out.
That was a strike from about 30 yards out that beat us. And off
that was a hell
timber.
Of a shot. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Come on, girls, let's find some pressure here.
Like Liz was beat 5 ways to Sunday on that.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised. That's what's really difficult from these camera angles. It looks like she's in perfect position, right? And she, lays out totally and unable to get to that.
She was deep. For the distance that came in from and that angle, she was very deep in her box.
Do you think she got down? Here's another play by Briton Ferry. It's blasted out wide of the box.
Here we go again. Same play, same setup.
Yeah.
Didn't make it through to Liz. But look how deep she is. She's almost hugging her post. And when they're coming at that speed there, she's got to be coming out a little bit. But our defense also is getting penetrated, so she doesn't have the option to come out and challenge on that because she's got another player or two on the other side of her.
Yeah, Lily looked really frustrated there. She looked like she was being grabbed and motioned to the referee, who she will not be exchanging Christmas cards with, I believe. Ball's being brought down the right side. Bad play, passing ahead. We intercept it. Abby tries to get it ahead. Defense is there. Chip ahead here. Ball bounces all the way to Lizzie. She's able to gather it, toss it out to the far left. I don't know that Amber Lightfoot's put her foot to the ball yet. Again, another bad pass coming out, sets them up, and they try to make
getting frustrated.
And, pretty good defense there.
Yes, Diandra, Hilton, and Suckley are both playing.
Well, in my opinion, I'd like to see Suckley not start this game, but we're past that now.
Yeah.
Blasted out of the stadium there on a clear. It's going to be a throw-in for Briton Ferry.
Briton Ferry really turning it up a notch.
Yeah, they are definitely pressuring. We're not seeming to respond tremendously well to it. They keep stealing the ball, keep getting multiple players forward. We're seemingly in the right position, but then we're just missing the ball, or we're not passing it well. Ball gets knocked all the way into the keeper, and she's looking for a place. Hopefully, she just boots it long. Yeah. Hey, Anthony, how are you? Nice to have you back. Another flop. They are working really hard to try to draw unnecessary calls.
What just happened here? So Alan
There was a
knocked her
flop.
down.
He didn't call it. Then they kicked it to the Wrexham team. So he's like, "Oh well, now they don't have it. I better give it back to them."
Well, she kicked it and it hit Lily. I'm not sure if it was a handball or hit her in the shoulder, but it was odd.
Well, they placed the ball right where the player went down. I thought it was a late call, like he was calling advantage, but then changed his mind once they lost the ball and gave it to them.
Gotcha. You're making sense, man. You're making sense.
It's a guess. I don't have the sound on. If one of you guys is able to have it on really low so that it doesn't loop in the background, you can.
That was my plan. The second half, I may get onto that, but
yeah. Ball's cleared into the middle. Good clear up by Karen Allen. She boots it to the left side. Unfortunately, no one's home. Lily tries to get over there. Cut back inside. A blast to the far right side. It goes out, and it's going to be a goal kick. Yeah, the sweet tones of Mark Griffiths. I'm sure he'd get you the real good information in the play-by-play. Also, he's there. He can see a lot more, and not just focused on where the camera is. He can spot the ref and see if the hand's up or down or whatever it is. Plays over to Lovett, blasts it long on the left side. Ball's in the middle to Lily. Karen Allen with it. Now Lily blasts it long. Right on point to Abby. Abby ducks ahead to Ava, and defenders able to cut back. They show a lot of speed in that back line. Ava throws it in quickly to Abby. Abby tries to knock it over to Cara Jones. She does. There's a cross over to Lightfoot. Goes a little long. Lightfoot's trying to track it down now, and she gets outpaced. Everybody that trying to do anything on that back in their last third there, and they're getting run past as if they're standing still.
Yeah.
Hello, Rocker Chick. Nice to see you again. Ball's in. Abby with it. Tries to keep it in. Crosses it over. Ava's fighting for it. Defense comes back and almost puts it through the little snack shack. Going to be a corner. Cara Jones going to be taking it.
I'd like to see a little pep in the ladies' step here as they set up.
They look dejected coming forward. Short cross. Ball gets easily cleared out, and then knocked really long by Briton Ferry. They have it at midfield.
Briton Ferry,
2-on-1. Blows the defense there. They screen by, and Amber's able to get all the way back and make it a tough play. And then they hit it off the cliff, which is this pitch, and it rolls to the far left side of the pitch. Great hustle there by Amber, who was just in the play down on that the other end.
Diandra is channeling her vibes to me right now. I'm getting very nervous. Trying not to shout and freak out here.
Hey, Ruth. Nice to see you back. Gamer World. It's a long kick down to midfield. Ball's knocked around, missed by Wrexham. Player for Briton Ferry flops again.
Stayed
Ball's
down.
blasted way too far down the pitch and out of bounds.
Still
Not
down.
exactly a good play by Matt there. Seems like a big acting job. I don't think anyone touched her.
I think the ball hit her and she went down like a Douglas fir. Oh, here we go. Goalkeeper's going to take 5. Safety meeting, maybe.
Yeah, surveying this like
Then
she's
she'll-
never seen the pitch before.
And then she'll kick it
Hands on
20
her
feet.
hips.
Yeah. All that for 20 feet.
To nobody. Yeah, she can't put any legitimate direction on it. Just spins off her foot loosely. Yeah. Hello, Michelle.
Yes, Diandra, we do miss you.
Ball's being thrown in on the far side by Briton Ferry. We intercept. Ball's chipped up, gets knocked out by Briton Ferry. We're going to have a throw in. Amber with the throw in.
Good pick by Wrexham.
Loses it. Oh, bad defense. Hard first touch. Briton Ferry with the ball. They have a player coming into the box and try to cross. They have one wide, able to get the ball right to her. Amazing cross there to the one Briton Ferry player. The header doesn't work. And we blow it again, trying to bring it out from our end. Pass is too far ahead for Kara, and the ball goes out at midfield.
This is not the lady squad we watched in the last match.
They are rattled. Every play, they're not gathering it well. They're kicking it too far. Their passes, most of the passes aren't where they need to be.
Yeah, they're being beat on every avenue right now. Oh. 2 players go down. 1 Wrexham player took down 2 Reds. Oh, another Red down. They're dropping like flies.
They get anyone near them, they just go down.
It's like whack-a-mole right now.
Yeah, he finally did it. He's like, you have to stop doing this. Stop getting near the ball and just dropping to the ground. Your whole team is garbage.
Finally.
Here we go. Lily's going to take the kick here, as we would hope and expect.
Oh, they're foolish if they're going to try to stand that close. First of all, they're going to be pushed further back, and if Lily kicks it, she's going to take your ponytail right off.
Okay, I want to see that now.
Great kick into the box. Oh, it's off the post. And in! Yeah!
There we go. Well, that one could have been offsides. I hope they didn't call it. Good.
Woo.
That's beautiful.
Abby with the goal.
Here we go. Beautiful kick. That was on the money by Lily. Went right to the far post. We didn't get it on the first one, hit the post, and then second attempt got her through the pipes. I mean, if we get shots on this keeper, they're going to go by. I don't see her having much to offer in defense.
Well said.
Now, all of a sudden, everyone's playing harder.
That's what we needed.
Yeah,
Lily
everyone
Jones.
stopped stalking, and now they're rushing around. Oh, wow. Erin
There's a
Laurie
life
gets
there with
run
that
into,
goal.
no call.
Here we go.
It didn't
Game on.
flop. That's why. If she'd flopped to the ground, they would have given her a call.
Here we go. The game has started.
Yeah. The bus just opened the doors and dropped off the Wrexham women's team. There's Abby in the middle. Suckley with the ball. Yes!
2-1 Wrexham. Let's go.
Woo!
That was an own goal, I believe.
What an example of what Bryn was just saying is need to put more pressure, get some shots on goal, and they will go in.
She stood and watched it roll by her at half speed.
Yeah, zero effort.
It was that was more of a pass. Oh, it was an own goal.
What do you mean? It got deflected off of a player?
I think the red coming. When they show that one angle, it looks like red got in and bumped it that way. I'll have to look back at the half.
I don't know. I'd have a tendency to give her that goal because I didn't see the ball redirect, but it might have been.
Got anybody in the chat that's got better eyes than us? All right, definitely some spunk in the legs here now.
Doesn't it? All we saw was red moving and black standing around. Now we see black moving a lot faster than red.
Yes.
But for those at home, their goalkeeper was standing on her line, center goal. It kicked from the top of the box, and she literally stood there and watched it roll by.
Yeah.
Didn't
Well,
even move a foot.
she wasn't going to get as much camera time standing over the ball and straightening out her shirt and looking around before she just pops it in the air with a kick. So she was in no
Well, she
hurry.
just gone back up. I don't know she had another dive in her.
Yeah, Swoosh Kid is agreeing with us. Momentum has changed, and we got a couple of goals there for you, Diandra.
It's like suddenly we're playing downhill. Wait for the second half when we actually are.
Yeah, here we go. Breakaway. Oh, good
So
defense.
now we're starting to penetrate down into their end and actually be able to hold some possession here. We weren't seeing that early on.
Women are starting to get a little chippy. Patagonia Reds in the chat. Nice to see you.
Hey, welcome.
Hey, David. Good to see you, man.
Thrown in by Wrexham. Ball's being knocked around. Oh. Balls to Briton Ferry. Oh, intercepted by Kara Jones over to Abby.
Yeah, we
Carnes
just keep
finally gets
chipping
to
it.
touch the ball, boots it down. I think that's the play right there. Carnes is like, 24 meters out, and she just chips it. Like anything that's actually on goal and a meter left or right of that keeper has a chance to go in.
Yeah, we
She's
need that
not
Lily
going to
Jones
move.
special. Oh,
Yeah,
Lily just
Lily
went down at
Jones should be able
midfield.
to score from midfield on her.
Yeah.
Ball's out wide left. Could be dangerous. See what this cross is. She's trying to bring it in. Blows right by Karen Allen and gets cleaned up, knocked out towards midfield. Throw in for Briton Ferry. Sharp's doing well in the middle.
Oh, handball. They're not calling
Allen
it.
takes a dive. There's been a lot of those that he's not calling at in the middle of the pitch when they keep Briton Ferry keeps raising their hands when they get near the ball and it keeps going off their arms or shoulders, and he's not
Yeah,
calling.
she had her arms up like this as it came down.
Yeah, they're not running it like you'd say was considered a football move where their arms are down. They keep lifting their arms up every time they go to kick.
Now, complete shift in Lily here from the comments earlier. She's involved with every play. She's in every corner of the field. She's directing traffic. She's not standing still. And that's what we need to see here.
Oh, handball again. Call it, ref. Their arms are well away from their body.
Oh, yeah, that may have been another handball. Now, Briton Ferry players are going down every time somebody runs past them or the ball.
Someone runs past them, the ball touches them. That ball hit the girl in the leg, and she dropped like it broke something. Hey, Em, nice to see you.
So with the goal, kicks from their keeper, we're only having 2 of our players in our own half. That's how shallow she kicks. And that's at center line they're standing.
Oh, that's got to be a better play there. Ball's kept in on the far side. Abby playing some good defense. Oh, ball's given away. Stolen back by Nat. Stolen back by Briton Ferry. They're just outside the box. Here's the cross. Gets headed up by Shaun. Jones on the play. Here comes Carnes trying to stop it. Ball gets knocked down. Lizzie lets it roll out for a goal kick.
What a change in the play of our women since about the 30, 35-minute mark. It's like they hit nitrous if it was a street race.
They got spurred on by all of your chanting, Dave.
The Stoke cold brew finally kicked in.
There you go.
It's a slow burn.
This 2-1 lead brought to you by coffee.
Absolutely. And there we are at the half, up 2-1, when I was really starting to feel some despair. It was not looking good in the first 25.
It certainly was not.
Now, our girls aren't smiling. They aren't coming off overly hyped. I think there's some strong reflection going on right now, and I think it'll be a good talk here in the, I was going to say dugout. Where are the locker rooms? They're just standing behind the bleachers at the half.
It was a little bit of a roller coaster, but those 2 goals back to back have really brightened our spirits, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So their advantage was they had our game plan in their back pocket, and they came out attacking on that and double teaming a couple of our players. And it really had us frazzled to start. We weren't able to claim the ball or keep possession. And when we did, it was going out of the touchline. Now, with that turnaround and a little extra oomph here, we're looking like a whole new squad.
Definitely.
I think just the fact that we can get it down into their end, we've shown ourselves that we can penetrate that defense. And basically, if we take a shot on her from anywhere, it's bound to go in eventually.
Yeah, Dave, how did you think the first half went?
So, yeah, it was the first 30, 35 minutes was depressing a bit. It's like the girls were treating it like a friendly. And I don't know what it was. If Giselle's call for them to have some caffeine kicked in. But it was a different team out there since then. And hopefully we can continue that in the second half. Also, I was going to say, for those that joined us late, if you don't know, despite my colorful protests, Diandra decided to take a day off today. She will be back. But in the meantime, Bryn and I have been asked to step in, and great opportunity. It's always great to put faces to some of the names that I know. Wild and Free Canadian.
I'm definitely glad that you reintroduced yourself at halftime. I was concerned that people would think Diandra got a haircut. And
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that first half between getting everything set up here, the kits being reversed, and us coming out with nothing and looking very disheveled early on, really threw me off. But now at half, I'm feeling like I thought I would in the first 10 minutes of the game. So a little late, but here we are. We've arrived, and I think we've got Briton Ferry very, very worried coming out of that locker room here in a few minutes.
as a spectator, you wonder, they're so used to being the red team and not playing a red team. When they were receiving the ball, were they having to pause for a moment before they passed ahead because they saw the flash of red and thought that, the defender is actually my person behind, that I should knock it ahead to them. You wonder if that's happening. in the game. I've played so many sports games where, especially like in basketball, where you play to a small number, you come off, and then another team comes on, and then they play to 5 baskets, and you come on, and you're constantly like changing the color of your team, and eventually you end up passing it to the wrong player, right? Because you're thinking,
100%.
wait a minute, I've been black for 3 games, now I pass it and to the guy with the black T-shirt. It's the wrong team. I now have a little pullover that gives me a white team or a blue team,
Yeah.
And so it is possible that was kind of throwing them off.
Oh, I think you've nailed it, Brendan. That's exactly what it is, and I mean, because that's what it's been doing to me. And we know that we have 3, I think 4, but I'm going to say 3 absolutely, players on this squad that have dyslexia. So that when you're going out there and you have that muscle memory, and that's a big muscle, and it's automatically throwing you off as you turn and are looking for that next play. Plus, I mean, as a player, when you're out there, you've got tunnel vision, right?
You're only seeing peripheral, yeah.
So yeah, I think you're right. The first half of that half is probably
all that has to do
is
make them pause for a half a second, and now that allows a player to close the distance. The shot's now not there, the player's now not open. So yeah, maybe they finally settled in. They know what's what now. Also, like we were talking about it, this pitch is ridiculous. There's no way that doesn't.
The camera angle right now that they're showing is a prime example. It's
I don't have great ankles. I sprained my ankles so many times. I would be out there unsure of my footing. Like there's no way you can't feel one foot above the other kind of when you're spread out there. I don't know. At least visually, it would be throwing me off. I bet you that.
Looking at the camera angle right now, it's vertigo just waiting to happen. And you can see it is a hill. They've built it into the hill.
Yeah.
And they had to probably keep some drainage slope there with all the water that comes down off that hill.
Yeah. Well, I mean, those are the interesting things that give teams an advantage, right? Like in the U.S., when teams have to go to Denver and the elevation is a mile high, and people have to get used to the air and all of that. And then in baseball, Fenway Park, you'd go there and there's a short wall and it would throw players off. They would try to hit it up over the wall so they'd change their swing and not play as well. There's all sorts of things where you could come to this pitch and then think, okay, I got to stay away from that side, or, I'm worried about passing there because will the ball leak out to out of bounds? And it's like all those little mental things when you come to a pitch that's this different, definitely could impact you again. But I think now they've kind of shaken a lot of that out, right? We've given them all sorts of excuses for why they were a little slow to start, all valid excuses, but they're looking good now.
They've shown themselves. They found the way, and they're looking very confident. Even that last 5 minutes of the half there. Now, Dave, you're about a week away from heading over that way.
Correct. Next Sunday, I fly out of Seattle and head your way.
It's beautiful. I'm jealous. It was tough watching Shaun over there and knowing exactly what's going on and who's around and all the rest.
So which games are you checking out, Dave? Are you going to be at that Cardiff game at the not at the Rock, but at the racecourse?
Yes. So when we first get in, the Tuesday match for the men in Cambridge looks like we'll have tickets. My friend and I are going, a friend from California. And then Saturday we'll see the Briton match at home at the race course for the men. And then 2 weeks from now, see the women play Cardiff. They're at the Rock, right?
Yeah. No. I think that Cardiff game might be in
You'll be at the race course.
the race course. Yeah.
At the race course. Great.
Yeah. I'm even more jealous of that. Um, so we will chat, and I will set you up with some things. But while we're at the half, while you're there, and here I'll bring it on down so everybody can see it a little better. You'll have to get yourself some slate, and this I got from Scoot. So it's Welsh local Wrexham slate, and then they do the photos on
so
top.
Nice.
That's of course the penalty kick that got us up, and yeah, it's beautiful work. So Scoot is doing that, and stay. I'll fix you later. So yeah, if that's something that interests you, it's not something you can get just anywhere, and we'll talk about that as well.
Yeah, so for those of you that do not know, back in December, I was at a Christmas party for work, and they had a raffle. I won the raffle and was able to get money that I could put towards my bucket list. Top of the bucket list was going to see a Wrexham game. So what an opportunity. I get to go. I told my parents about it, and my mom told me something that I had no idea. I thought all of my ancestors were German on both sides, but nope, I have Welsh in my ancestral tree. And so that makes it even more special that I get to go and see Wales, get to experience that. And it's really exciting for me.
No, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be eye-opening for you, and if it's your first time. And it's a beautiful place to touch down and explore. It really, really is. And if you have ancestral roots there, as I do, and so I've walked those cobblestones, and I've been to those cottages and that, and so you're going to feel that as well. And I'm very excited for you on that.
Shaun's chiming in. He says it's the race course next week. Okay.
I was right earlier.
I will now just default to that. Go with Bryn.
No, don't do that now. Get us both in trouble going that route. But I have been getting very confused by the women's schedule online lately. And I think it's because we do have the makeup games being slotted and the cup games and everything else. But I've gotten tripped up a few times on when the matches are and what's going on, playing who where. So there's a lot to keep track of coming up here in the next couple of weeks.
So Dave, I'm sure you had something planned, like writing Lily across your chest, taking off your shirt and running it out in the pitch, waving your shirt. But I'd hate for you to get kicked out of the race course on your first trip over there. So I would ask you to kind of pump the brakes on that.
At least take your pasties with you.
My wife will be happy
if you're going to be doing that.
With that, because the discussion was getting a red horde tattoo on my chest and having a Lily sign just above that. And I'll refrain this time.
Hey, well, Anthony, that's awesome. We'll just point Dave down to your comment there in the chat. Anthony's offering you a place to stay. I'm just kidding, Anthony. I'm just kidding. No, it's great. And the locals, they say us Canadians are friendly and welcoming and all the rest, but the people of Wrexham and that area as a whole are some of the friendliest, most humble, genuine, and giving people that you could ever come across. So it's a great place to go have a nice little getaway and relax.
They're willing to engage in small talk. I thought the stereotype at least with the English, is that they're not about, passing someone in the street and acknowledging them, saying hi, and getting into small talk. But the Welsh people in Wrexham are accommodating.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, very friendly. You'll make friends everywhere you go. And if you're going to that women's match, Dave, we'll set you up with some of the locals there for around the game.
Great.
I'm sure, there'll be a lot from the show there. And of course, Mealy's usually at most of those women's matches. You can hear her from anywhere at the Rock, anyway. Anywhere in the stands.
Where is she? Is she on near the teams? Does she on the camera side?
Yeah, she's usually so where the cameras are. Where the dugout is, she's usually just maybe about 15, 20 feet off to the side and then behind. Near, I guess, the gate to where they walk into the tunnel, just off to the side of that is usually where she's sitting at the Rock. I guess it's not much of a tunnel, but where they enter into the change room there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Here we go. The girls are coming back onto the field here. Wrexham doing a good jog around. Brighton all standing around the circle at midfield.
Look at all the smiles. Yeah.
Yep. The black kits are
Here we
laughing, joking.
Multiple smiles. Everyone coming out.
Oh,
Lily's happy
yeah.
now.
They're glowing. They're having fun. They are having
Yeah.
fun.
That must have been they had like entertainment at halftime.
I had some comments of what it possibly could be, but I'll leave
Yeah.
I'll leave that for another broadcast. I'll let the horde get to know me a little bit.
I think I know where you're going. They got visited by Mr. Magic Mike there for a halftime show.
Yeah, that was one of them. Absolutely, you nailed it. The other was the coach had too many meat pies last night and cleared out the locker room. All those chips and mushy peas, they'll sneak up on you. Perfect. So just getting going here. Brighton with possession, tossing it around their own end. Good pressure. Oh, we just stole. Coming into their box, pass across was
Lightfoot over to Abby.
behind.
Abby out to Carnes. Brooke chips it, unfortunately, directly at the keeper. Left to right a yard's probably a goal.
You said it. Like she was basically down on one knee already.
Yeah. Or if she kicked it a meter higher, like if she made her raise her arms above her head, it's probably a goal.
I think that's what they've talked about is, hey, we get 40 yards away, just try and pump it in there.
I mean,
Obviously,
you've heard Diandra and I. We're pretty sure that, like, the majority of the keepers have this issue with being able to cover the top part of the net.
Mhm.
That they're just really not capable of blocking anything, a little bit above their head. And you see a lot of teams just play the ball high, thinking that they can just loop it over them.
Well, and often you can. I mean, we've seen quite a bit of it this season. I don't think we saw as much last season, actually, as we have throughout the course of this one.
It's one
Always
thing
going
have
back to
run out
Lily's
to
from
get the ball wide when you're the keeper, but to have to run downhill then back uphill.
it's double time.
Yeah. Ball's being knocked around in the middle. Abby with it, chips it ahead. Brooke with the ball.
Ooh, let's
No,
go.
it's not sharp. Crosses, gets taken out. they calling that a corner for us?
Looks to be. I wasn't sure what he was doing there. It was almost like he was going to call something.
Yeah.
Silly me. I should have known better. There we go.
Looks
Looks
like
like
this is gonna be an outswinger.
Lily's lining up on the corner. Picked her spot. Incoming.
Chip into the
And
box,
over
right
everybody.
in the middle. Ball's cleared out. Love it. Knocks it back over to the right side.
Oh,
Jones knocks it to the edge. Flop there.
2 flops.
They run over into the back of Sharp and drop to the ground like they got shot.
Yep. Could have been more crystal clear.
I meant to mention it at halftime, but I'm seeing the reminder right there. Thank you to Ultimate Promotions for being a sponsor, making this happen.
Absolutely. Get your horde pin.
And if you haven't done so yet, smash that like and subscribe.
That's right. Well, this is good. I mean, we've spent the last 4+ minutes possession in their end, had a few strikes and kicks at the can here. We're just waiting right now for their goalkeeper to decide if she's going to kick the ball or not.
Yeah. She makes a full use of camera time.
And her real estate. She backs right up to that touch line every time.
Yeah, it makes such a huge difference. She now is able to knock it 18 feet as opposed to
I
17
mean, I can't believe we don't see the other keepers in the league doing the same.
Yeah.
What a disadvantage to not be going all the way back like that.
That midfield line is not at all worried about her hitting the ball to it.
No, not at all. They're just waiting for it.
Yeah. This is the kind of thing that they used to do if you've ever watched youth football or youth soccer, whatever you appear to call it. But the keepers weren't strong enough to kick the ball out to midfield, so the whole other team would come over midfield, and you could never get it out. You'd try to clear it, and they'd be right there to knock it back in. Relentless pressure because the keeper couldn't clear the ball on.
There's
Throw
set
in here
plays
for
and
Ferry in the corner.
workarounds on that.
Going to be a goal kick. Try to get it out. They haven't tested the Amber Lightfoot side of the pitch, which is now the downhill side. Tries to boot it out that way. Ball's getting knocked around. Another potential handball there they didn't call. Ball's back to Levitt. Here's Briton Ferry with an opportunity in the box. Good defense by Sharp. And Levitt knocks it off of Briton Ferry for a goal kick. Good play.
Yeah, Briton Ferry looking like Wrexham did in the first half. Not
They
much
look
jogging.
on their back foot.
It's a lot of walking, not much jogging.
Ball's misplayed by Allen under pressure. Briton Ferry with the throw in. And it looks like it's going to be another goal kick. No. They give a corner. Who'd that go off of, Allen?
I mean, even on the trailers behind the pitch there, it says Reds, Reds, Reds. You feel like you should be at the Rock. Lily right in the box, standing directly in front of Craven.
Just going to toss some of those little girls around.
Oh,
Here's a good service back post. Ball gets headed out by a Briton Ferry player. Good play by her just to get her head on that.
Yeah, she almost knocked herself out, it looked like, doing it, though.
Yeah, that was dropping out of the sky.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she's even shaking her head getting up, walking away from that.
Yeah, I would be surprised. It's one of those things like if you're a little bit off and it hits you, instead of you hitting it, you end up feeling it more, right? So Jones fighting for the ball. Abby's in the middle of the pitch with two people bookending her. Here comes Briton Ferry. They chip it ahead.
Uh-oh.
Play, dangerous position. Goes between two players. Unbelievable save. There we go. That's some really bad defense right there.
We just got caught on our heels.
That they went 1-on-2 3 different times, beat us each time on that play.
Well, she was on a one.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of her to 4 of us, and then we still allow the other to come in and split down the center.
Yeah. There wasn't 5 people rushing. There was only one other person. We had 5 black shirts, 6 black shirts, 2 of them. One of them was just dancing around us like we were light posts. And the other one comes running in untouched, unchallenged, and just taps it in.
Very weak transition there.
Alan looked exhausted on that play, barely moving.
So we're 2-2. The confidence we were feeling 30 seconds ago has dissipated. And I think we're back to the drawing board here. And these teams are going to have to dig deep in their own regard. Obviously, a bit of a momentum swing there potentially. So Wrexham's got to really fortify here and try and push back. And while they're sorting out who's going to throw the ball or where it's coming from, I'm just going to do a quick refill of the Stoke here, folks. I'll be right back.
We'll just kick it over to Dave. Dave, the show is yours.
So it might be a little bit early, but I'm starting to think, what should we be doing for subs right now? And to be honest, I'm not sure who's available off of the bench.
Here comes a long cross in right at the keeper. Lizzie handles it fine. Shows the other keeper, this is how you kick it. Hold my beer. Ball's out at midfield. Briton Ferry on the way back. Good steal. Ball's played over into the middle. Amber with it. Trying to bring it out wide left. Gets the ball back on a give and go. Unable to connect. Way too slow on the get back there by Sharp. It was dangerous. Ball gets knocked over to Clark. What's Clark doing? We're going the other way. She just rushed forward as if we were going the wrong to score. Yeah, she's motioning. She just got all excited and thought she was stealing the ball and going in for a goal, and she lost directions on the pitch. Ball's going to be thrown in here by Wrexham. Jones with it, knocks it ahead, gets right to a Briton Ferry player. Natalie Clark on the ball now. Briton Ferry pushing forward on the outside of the box. Ball's headed back in. Briton Ferry tries to chip it over the keeper right to Lizzie. Handles it easily.
Certainly missing that drive that we had the last.
We have our defensive players gassed. Sharp looked tired on that last couple, and Allen looked gassed earlier. I mean, we just came back. There's way too much pressure. The defense seems to be scrambling constantly. playing a little bit of the hoofball, not really connecting with players and giving it right back to them. Ball's out wide. Physical play by Briton Ferry's defense, getting us to cough the ball up. Bad play there by Allen on the pass. Jeez, quick play and passed directly to the other team. That was horrible. Ball's headed out. It's going to be a throw-in for Wrexham on the far side. We need something to wake us back up and get us going here. Another flop. Ball's thrown out of bounds, I guess. Yeah.
Hopefully some of this forward pressure gives that defense a little bit of a...
Yeah. The linesman called it the right way. Ball's thrown in for Wrexham. Looks like Sharp gets taken out. They steal it from her, I guess. Ball gets chipped into the box. Happy with it. Blast. Redirected. Oh, my goodness. Keeper falls over super early, and it happens to roll to her.
Just happened to come to her when she's tripped over her own feet. Wow. That's going to make the highlight reel.
And that is not overstated. She tripped over her own feet.
Sports bloopers of the week right there.
Wow.
And still made the save.
It really feels like the whole goal is open. Just don't hit the keeper. Just don't hit her. She's not going to get to anything. Just don't hit her where she's standing.
2 feet either side of her. I think you've got a 75% chance it's going in.
That call was BS right there. Another flop.
This is a good position, though. Right to our keeper. Good. Craven's got it. Big kick out. We're going to try and get things going the other way.
Yeah, we don't have enough people back, though. Abby can handle herself 2-on-1.
It was a little too aggressive for the rest of the squad. Craven getting frustrated. She came to her. She booted it right back out.
Oh, nice kick by Nat Clark to the gut of a Briton Ferry player.
We've got a player from each squad down.
We might have knocked these. It's hard to say from that distance.
Oh, Lily's down. She's holding her ankle, and she is not looking good. Her facial expression, yeah, she's in trouble. Yeah. This is not good, people.
She doesn't act.
No, Lily does not embellish. And I can tell you right now, knowing Lily, that she's not, she's scared.
You can see her face.
She's scared. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. This is our nightmare. This juncture of the season. She's got mud on her face. She's on her feet. She's limping off.
Mud on her face. She's not a big disgrace. Waving her banner all.
I almost went there. Okay,
that's
so
okay. You can just tee them up. I'll hit him. I'll hit him up.
I mean, the way she was clenching and her facial expressions and that, I was worried she had a sprain.
It's really there's occasions where ball's being knocked around. Briton Ferry, pretty good defense. Lightfoot gets back and makes that play difficult to finish for them. Goal kick for us. Sometimes you can twist an ankle and you're more concerned that if it is a legit ankle sprain, you're going to be out of commission for a couple of weeks, and you're more upset than you are in pain. That can take over, So she could have been thinking it was worse than it was, and now she's up walking around on it.
Well, and that's what I was reading was because we see that girl get banged up continually, but
Yeah.
I saw the fear in her face, and that's what was scaring me.
For sure.
You don't necessarily know on most of those sprained ankles whether or not it's just a little tweak or if it's you've ripped something.
Yep.
Well, especially initially, your first couple minutes, right? The nerves are doing all the talking.
Yeah. Ball's being played, brought into the box by Briton Ferry. Good defense there by Nat Clark clearing it out. Sharp tried to link up with Abby. Briton Ferry steals it, and they're back in our zone again. Pretty good defense by Erin Lovett again. She's doing really well back there today. Just the passing on the clear-outs by her and just about everyone on the team hasn't been great. In the box right now, Craven comes all the way out, makes a good play.
Yeah, we had the ball up the line and we kicked it away, and it was a quick transition on us back towards Liz.
Our defense just seems to get shaky when we have a player covered, and then they still just dance right by us.
Lily's come back on, but she is limping. Going to be a little bit more walking and picking her runs here than we've seen.
Yeah. We got to give her a
fighting for the ball.
She gets loosened up a bit here.
Fighting for the ball. She just kicked it out of bounds from center field. Miscue on that play.
Looked like if she lost it, the referee had his hand up. He loses playing advantage there. Wrexham now with the throw-in. Don't know why that was blocked. Rocket chick, that's strange.
Lily just got banged. She was clenching her elbow, and the ball came to her. She dropped her elbow and went bananas downfield.
Nice pass ahead, though. It's a little far. Can be boxed out. Nice attempt to keep it in by Sharp.
The player with the helmet on Brighton.
Acting a fool again, yeah. Miss hip checked everyone, runs into the wall and blames Sharp.
Yeah, she got tangled up in the netting there too, and
yeah, it's the net's fault.
She had a few tears. I think she maybe hurt herself pretty good doing it.
And of course, stalling by the keeper. Oh, she finally got one over midfield. Excellent with the ball.
I will be right back here.
After these messages, you'll be right
Go to
back.
the loop. Go get us the goal.
That's right. Go find your toque.
You got to rub your daughter's head, get some luck going.
And wake her up. I thought she was going to join us.
Should be 8:30 out there now.
It is 8:25. Be a few more hours before my my middle son wakes up. He's enjoying the spring break sleep-ins.
Big blast by Lily.
Yeah.
Knocked into the box. Ball's being played around at the moment.
Lots of high kicks and a couple headers. They keep banging into Lily. She almost went down just with a light brush there. She caught herself with her arm and stayed up.
Erin Lovett, again, being aggressive. Wow, collided into. Thank you, ref.
Okay.
Lily's coming to take this one.
Say hi to everybody.
Gotta get on the other side of the camera.
Hi.
Hi.
Good
Did
morning.
you have a sleepover last night?
Did you have a sleepover?
Where?
No.
No.
No. Just up a little late.
Ball's a throw in on the
High
far
game
side.
right now.
Hopefully, you're gonna bring us some Wrexham luck.
Yeah, we need a little extra luck here.
Ball's played in the box,
You can say whatever you want.
cleared out wide. It's gonna be throw in.
Wrexham pressing hard here right now. I'm seeing some good nonverbal communication happening out on the wings.
I'm not seeing any more limp from Lily. Excuse me.
Well, Lily, I think, started taking some numbers, and
That was over.
she's planting those feet hard on the ground when these girls come for her, and then they're feeling it on impact. Seen a couple of them bounce back off her as they try and plow her down.
Yeah, I'd like to see her drop a couple shoulders and their chippiness.
Yeah.
She's been, receiving end enough today.
Okay. So over here in the chat, Denise said, "Hi, little one."
Ball's cleared out wide over to Lightfoot. Ball's chipped up in the air. Love it. Now has it.
Yes, Denise, let's go Dragons. We can't be saying Reds today.
Yeah. So if someone falls down near Lily again, they run into her constantly. They fall down again and get another flop call. There's
Well,
a
they
sub
realize
for,
she's the threat, right? You isolate and eliminate the threat, and they could have their way with us in the last 20 minutes here. Free.
Denise, Sarah wants to say hi, but she's a little bit camera shy right now.
That's all
She
right.
can
Give us a
wave.
wave.
There you go.
There's a close-up. Yep.
Deep in our end, Wrexham regains possession, extended out to the wings and down, but our receiving player gets taken out by Briton, still down on the ground. Ball's being played around and out of bounds.
Yeah, Sharper went down, I believe.
Back up. We've got another limper.
Was that Lily again? Or was that not Sharper?
No, it's you were right. We haven't seen any subs yet, have we?
They just did. Not on our side, no.
Not us, no.
Ball's played long. It's going to be a goal kick.
Which, other than Lily, I don't know who we'd.
They can't see
Well.
that. They can see that.
Does your daughter know any funny faces?
Funny faces. You got another one without the
I'd
tongue?
like to see Lovett get
The face-
subbed out.
Oh, there you go.
Let me know in the chat. Does anybody love Lovett? What's our feelings on Lovett this week?
Oh,
I
I
know
I'm
will.
mine
loving her effort today. It's been really good. She's very aggressive all the way across, picking off a lot of passes before they can get started.
You haven't heard me dig on her today, and that's the reason. As in, she's not floundering them as they come down towards our box, or having gals run right past her, but I'd like to see a little more from her. She was good and active in the box.
Denise, I'm not sure who's on the bench.
Oh, it's you have Phoebe Davies, Del Morgan. You have Messy Bun Pritchard, and you have who else?
Bird?
What was that? Gibbard, yes. Gibbard's on the bench. And
Okay.
Oh, Burke. Is Burke in the lineup?
No, Burke is not.
Okay.
What's her name? Prison warden.
Oh, yes. Hughes.
Rosie.
Yeah, Rosie Hughes is the last person on the bench. So it's
Say goodbye to everybody.
Hughes, Gibbard, Davies, Pritchard, Morgan.
I don't expect to see. Well, actually, we're coming up to about the time. I would say probably around the 80-minute mark, we might see Hughes.
So if they say hi,
Okay.
bye back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, Denise. I'm
What,
with you.
I don't know if it was you, Dave. Someone turned on the actual cast and they have the volume up on it.
I have it really low.
Okay. As long, I was hearing an echo before. So.
Oh,
we're
here
good
we
now.
go. Rosie's on the pitch.
Here we go.
Oh, I was wrong. 74th minute. I missed who went off for her, though.
Now, I can imagine if given the opportunity, Rosie would try to put one of those shots over the goalkeeper's head like we were talking about earlier.
I'm okay with Rosie putting a few shots into a few of their players.
Yeah, put some of that fresh energy to work here.
Ball's played ahead. Abby in the box. Ball goes back to the keeper. Happens to be there. Thank goodness for them. Is that Gibbard? Is that Gibbard over there? Or is that Jones? Still Jones. Okay. Ball's played out. Thrown back in. Cleared out to midfield. Love it. Doing a great job keeping the ball in. Ball's over to Abby. Far right side. Great move. Cross. Sharp. Those two got to talk.
So Lily with a
right
strike
foot
at the
almost
top.
had that.
Yeah. Lily with a strike at the top of the box, and she hit the player about 6 feet in front of her, right in the head. Happened to be the player that's wearing the helmet. So that's not good.
Chipped in shot to Lizzie. Hey, Ruby, nice to see you. Welcome, welcome.
Hey, Ruby.
Pretty action-packed. We definitely look like we belong here.
Up the red slippers.
Man of the match. I might have to give it to Lovett today so far.
You stop it.
I'm loving it.
So I don't get a chance to see all of the women's matches, but the ones that I do see, it really seems to me that Lovett is one of the most consistent players.
Really? She was, I don't want to be mean. I'm not saying that we lost games because of her, but there were a couple of games where a couple of misplays, and then she
I think
had
since
been on
the
the bench for
Christmas
a while,
break.
came back in as a sub and immediately got a red card, I think, and sent off or something. There were several games early on that weren't her best moments,
I had no real complaints leading up to the Christmas break. But coming out of that break, she's been flat and causing all kinds of havoc.
Yeah. I thought which is strange too, because I thought Phoebe Davies was doing great. And it appears like they've cycled her out kind of as part of that, keeping Lovett in all the time, and Sharp and Allen.
Actually, a few games ago, I was thinking to myself, she's like our Mullen.
Huh.
Out there struggling, desperate, not able to put anything together, and creating errors in the haste.
Yeah, Diandra and I were like, where's Doran? Get her back out on the pitch. There's Lily chipping it ahead. Oh, pass is a little too far for Abby there. Rolls back.
I think Lovett is showing better here today as well, because this team doesn't have the speed. They're not beating her.
Yeah.
All those other teams were blowing by her.
That's a good point.
She couldn't compete.
It's weird. They seem to have the speed on the back line here. Their defenders are super fast. But their forwards don't seem to be. Here's a ball out wide. Rosie with it. Crosses it in. Ball goes off the cliff. We play it back to the keeper, who would have taken 20 minutes to walk downhill to get that ball. Yeah, Gibbert is in. I thought she got something.
Look at that slope of the pitch.
Wow, look at that little mound just where the keeper is. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
That with the little goalie box, right?
That's what
just
she
right
tripped
there,
over.
goes up a foot at least.
She tripped over that mountain earlier.
She did.
Like a little mountain goat over there.
Amber with the interception. Brings it up to Abby. There goes Rosie cutting across left side.
Come on, Rosie.
Crosses it in. A little far. Ball's being played around.
Headers all around like a...
Yeah.
Briton Ferry defenders headed it 4 times all by herself. She's coming all the way downfield.
Yeah, it's like a pod of orcas out there with a ball. For those of you watching along, stick around afterwards. We'll have a bit of time. I know I've alluded to some of my connections in Wrexham and our favorite faces from Welcome to Wrexham. So I'll speak a little bit on that and fill in some connections for you when we're not.
Was she just giving an extra push into the fencing there?
Yeah, who is it? That's not Hughes, is it?
Who's that?
It might be Allen.
Oh, I think it is Alan. I see the armband. Yeah, it's Alan. And I think she just took it right off the forehead. Don't know. They'll show us the replay on that. I think she's seeing stars. Oh, yeah, she's good, she says, as she's on all fours.
So we crossed the 80-minute mark. Is it
Yeah.
possible?
I think she said I got hit so hard in the head I'm blind, but I can play.
Yeah, but I'm good. Oh, no, she hit the back of her head on the ground.
I got echolocation. I'm good.
I thought she ricocheted off the...
Oh, she got pulled in the arm. Yeah, got pulled down. There's only 3. There's a linesman and 1 referee. I would be evening the score every time that referee's watching the ball. Be like,
Yeah, you...
ping, ping.
I don't coach that way, but yes, I agree. I'm a youth coach, and I run a soccer youth development academy here on the West Coast.
I was okay with physical play. When teams are taking cheap shot liberties, that's when I always felt like I had to equalize it.
Yeah, I just prefer we don't stoop to the other side's level, and we get ours with brain over brawn.
That is definitely the way to coach. Definitely
But
not how I would play them.
but at this level and in this match specifically, that's definitely getting tossed out the window a little bit.
Another flop there by Briton Ferry. Bryn, we're at the 82nd mark. I mean, you got to warm up that toque, I think.
Yes.
You might be onto something. I took the warm up jacket off because I thought, well, maybe that's
I know we
gotta
know
get
you're
into geek mode
serious.
here.
You got the you're ready to go in, but maybe a little stretching. Here's a kick in by Briton Ferry. Headed high in the air, being knocked around. Looking to flop. Takes it downhill. Played it off.
That's a foul, yeah.
Bad, clear. Love it. Does a good job to kick it further downfield.
Hold on, Alan.
Wow. Sharp gets knocked into. No calls. Yeah, thank you. Does finally. And time wasting by Briton Ferry.
Yep.
Lily pops it down into their end. We're
Gibbard gets
jostling for
clattered in too
possession.
late just for the fun of it.
Into the box. Brian's
Rosie
got to be
fighting for the
careful.
ball.
'Cause their arms are all over
They're
the
just
place.
quicker to it. They're jumping at everything. We're not. We're just standing around watching a lot of the time here. They've got
but
all the
their
energy and
arms are
momentum
all
at the moment.
over, and the handballs, like, they're really playing with fire here.
This guy doesn't seem to care if anyone runs with their arms up and knocks the ball down. I
He's
understand
been watching
intent
too much
and all,
Elon Musk.
I understand intent, but still, you can't be, flopping all over the place and getting away with regularly impacting the play.
Well, that's just it. I mean, a lot of this, let them play on, and it's equal both ways. But with all the diving and antics here, you got to rein that in a bit.
Ball's on the edge of the box here.
Great
Put it out
opportunity.
wide.
Wow.
See, another lifting her arms up again as she's running in. So you see Lovett go out with her arms behind her back, trying to play the way you're supposed to play, and their player runs through the box with her arms up.
They
Cardiff
missed a
City
good
losing to
opportunity.
TNS. I like it. Thanks for that update, W&G.
W&G bringing the crucial scores for us. Thanks.
Yeah. Some pixie dust. Good luck. Let's go. Lily on the ball. Too far in and punted back down our own end. Briton Ferry really coming on here. A little extra oomph in their step. And
Is it Brighton? Am I mispronouncing it?
how are you saying it?
I'm saying Britain. You're saying Brighton, right? Did you say Brighton?
I thought it was Brighton, yeah.
No, that's why I'm asking you.
Briton Ferry is how I've known it.
Hmm.
I've taken the Briton Ferry, but that was from France.
I'm always just. I wait for Diandra to tell me how to pronounce things. She can actually.
But the
puts
Irish
shots at
Ferry
the
was
Welsh
from
words and
Wales.
everything.
I say the Irish Ferry is from Wales, though. But I don't know of any Briton Ferry in Wales
Oh,
or England.
girls just not able to put it together.
They're holding hands. They're holding Gibbard right there.
But no, I appreciate you questioning that because often I will be in the wrong.
Well, I
Or I'll
just
switch
expect
things
I am.
around in
That's
my
why
head.
I asked if you just said it once that way or if that's how. Thanks, WG. It's pronounced, and he writes out the word as if that helps.
Oh, so we're going with Brendan with the win.
The only reason why in the U.S. I would have thought Brighton would have been like GH, like.
Well, you're right, and it is. So Brighton is spelled GH. So Briton Ferry, don't listen to anything for the last 87 minutes I've been saying.
Now, so Glenn says I'm right, and then Denise says no. You're right. Oh well.
I'm going with Denise.
That's surprising. I'm going with Glenda. Glenda's my.
And Mark Griffiths is pronouncing it Britain.
There we go.
Thank you, Denise.
That would be the new poll. Messi bun into the game. Pritchard coming in for Amber.
Where's that toque? There we go.
We're going to just call them the wannabe Reds and settle that disagreement right there.
Ring around the rosy there.
All right.
Yeah.
Cara Jones wins a corner for us.
Nice.
Coming into the 89th minute. Little toque magic. Let's go.
Yeah, looking for that toque power to put us over the top.
The kick in. It's out in front.
Dave, we need to be triple toquing this.
Allen took it with her arm, I think. They're calling handball.
Let me see what I can come up with.
Where's the Angry Birds? I appreciate you having my back, Denise, even if we were both wrong.
I think she's just a fan of beards and just decided to vote you up and me down. Nice acting job again by Briton Ferry, drawing a BS call.
For anybody that's in Wrexham, I haven't put a call out to my friends on this yet, but I do collect vintage bar towels. And I don't have a Wrexham lager towel yet. So I was looking online. I found one online the other day, but the shipping on it was going to be 3 times what the price of the towel was. So if anybody around those parts comes across one, because I don't have one at the Wrexham lager store, drop me a note. I'd be very interested. And the beauty of e-transfer these days.
Oh no, play in. Missed. Craven
with a goal kick out here. Set midfield.
You Canadians also can't get the Wrexham lager, can you, in Canada?
Not yet. It's supposed to be coming in the first quarter of 2025, but I think we've just brushed past that. I think Shaun was saying they're still looking for a brewer.
Well, we're just going to taunt you, Dave and I.
All right. It is good beer, though.
It is. I actually was impressed with it. Good taste.
Yeah, for sure.
And to be honest, because they're brewing it in Canada, I won't be able to drink it. I've been gluten-free for the last 6 years. But I did experiment on my last trip over this October and did get into the gluten over there, and it didn't affect me with the European GMO laws and that.
Oh, another flop there.
And I have a meat pie, but I wouldn't dare try it here with the North American hops.
To steal from the great Josh
Bart.
Gad, I always look for
You got the echoing
side
again, Dave.
for a dip.
Liking the toque. You nailed the color.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
it's
being
my
knocked
only
around.
other
He has a
team I root
blast
for.
wide by
AFC
Briton
Richmond.
Ferry. It's in that dangerous area, 20 meters out.
Did we catch how many added minutes?
Yeah,
They're
I
not
didn't
showing
catch.
it today for us.
No, that's why Diandra's always yelling at the thing. The graphic never shows us the extra time.
Well, but it did last game, so I thought, hey,
They made
They've
upgrades,
actually-
yeah.
they've caught on. But
Here
I
comes
guess
Briton
it's
Ferry
independent
charging
of-
into the box.
independent of who's broadcasting, I suppose. We are at 93-28 right now.
Yeah, I don't know this draw.
Brighton with a handball at center field off the goal kick, not called. And that is time. 93 and a half minutes roughly of added time. And we end in a 2-all draw. Well, that was an up and down match, and definitely took us for a bit of a roller coaster ride. Highs and lows and expected outcomes. Definitely moved on the dial throughout that match.
I would summarize that as a missed opportunity, just from what I saw.
Yeah, and coming in, I would have been happy with a draw. Seeing how they came out and played, I'm quite disappointed right now that we didn't take the 3 points.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a little bothered. I think overall they looked really good after the first 25 minutes, and that goal that they scored to draw even, that just should not have happened. They just kept 1v2ing and 3ing, and our defense was standing around a lot of, you got her, right? You got her, you grab her. And she weaves her way in, and then no one picks up the only person running down the middle in red, and it's an easy tap. And it was just, that goal should not have happened. Penalties and other things are going to take place, but that goal just bothered me. That's one that they definitely should have been able to stop and didn't. So,
yeah, just watching the replays of the goals here, they're showing the one that she watched roll right past her as we scored. But the one we gave up there late in the match, certainly inexplicable. And a complete collapse of our defense.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Oop. There it is. Did you notice how it drops off a cliff just even in the goal? I mean, the back of the goal to the front of the goal has to be at least a foot difference.
Just seeing if there's anything popping up.
They didn't show the replay of the opportunity that we had where their goalie tripped over her own feet, and we ended up hitting it right at her. What a missed opportunity there. That could have been the game.
Hey, Swoosh Kid. Thanks. We tried to pick up the pieces of a Diandra-less watch along, but I think we did pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of comments on Blue Sky in the last 30, 40 minutes regarding the officiating and the non-calls for Wrexham.
Yeah.
Which I think we definitely witnessed. So yeah, that seems to be the theme right now, is everybody commenting on the lopsided officiating. Even a couple of the Briton Ferry fans here even commenting on it. So our eyes did not deceive us. Seems to be the consensus.
No, I don't think that wins or loses us the game. I think it was irritating, but
yeah, no, I don't think anything really moves on that. There was maybe a couple that we should have definitely had some advantage on, deep in their end on scoring opportunities. But other than that, I think it's all incidental and was kind of tit for tat.
that draw makes it pretty interesting. That means that most we can get to is 38 points, which means Cardiff City now would have to lose everything all the way in. Not even a draw. They have to get all losses. We have to get all wins in the remaining 3.
And do we have an update on their score?
W&G, you still with us?
Well, we're looking into that. We've got a few people remaining here. So hi, my name's Bryn, otherwise known as
Hi, Bryn.
And I've been blessed and fortunate enough over the past several years to connect and get to know a number of people from Wrexham as well as the AFC on trips over. Coming up to about 3 years ago, I was over and doing some football business for my business here, meeting with some clubs and 3 Lions and things of that nature, when I just had to pop into Wrexham. My base when I'm over there is Chester, and I've been going to Wrexham matches since I was 16. So wanted to pop down, see what had changed since the show started and all the rest. So popped into the store, grabbed some things, thought, hey, gotta head into the turf. Let's have a quick pint before we hit the road. And I walked in and there were the Declan Swans. So I'll get into details and everything in other times, but essentially spent the evening getting to know them. Scoot came up to me at one point and asked if I'd heard of this Terry Fox Foundation, which for anybody that's Canadian, they'll recognize and know who Terry Fox is. And of course, I had connection to that, and so I filled him in. He'd received an invite down to Canada Day in London. Ryan Reynolds had designed the T-shirts for the Terry Fox Foundation that year. And Terry Fox UK were at Canada Day. So there was a whole tie-in with the show, Wrexham, Ryan Reynolds, and the like. So anyways, I was able to play a bit of a matchmaker and bring Scoot down to London for Canada Day in London and as VIP to the High Commission at Canada House. So it was a fun day. Got a bunch of swag and took that down for prizes. And I'd said to Scoot, and Wendy couldn't make it. She was working, so that's why I was going to chaperone Scoot down to London for the day. I said, let's invite a few other people from Wrexham if they want to come down. And he said, well, I'd like to invite Lily Jones's family. And I said, absolutely. So anyways, Lily, as it would happen, had just signed her semi-professional contract and was going through her medical clearance at that time. So she couldn't make it down to London, but her mom and brother came down and a few others, and we had a fantastic day. Of course, hosted some of them when they came over to Vancouver last summer, which was lovely to get to spend some time on this side of the earth and introduce them to some of Vancouver. And then, staying in touch, working with many of them. I was over this October for the Terry Fox run. So we started coming from taking Scoot to London. It grew into the Terry Fox run in Wrexham this year, which was a huge success. And I'm working with some of the AFC and Millie's old school and the inclusive football there and everything. So building a lot more relationships. Coach Luke, I was filming with him for the upcoming season of Welcome to Wrexham while I was over there, and a lot of exciting stuff. So kind of a gist of where I'm coming from and and where I'm at, and I can certainly fill in. I've got a lot of stories I can share as the season progresses.
Yeah, that'd be
And we'll,
great. Good connections. Get us a couple of interviews or little
yeah,
videos or
absolutely.
something for people. Where were you this summer? You didn't make the Whitecaps game.
I was at the Whitecaps game.
Did you show up to the Pint? I don't remember seeing you at the.
I wasn't at the Pint because I had my 2 kids with me. It was my middle son's birthday present, and he's a goalkeeper. Arthur's his favorite, and then the keeper for the Whitecaps is his second favorite. So that was a game I had to take him to, and I got him first row, right behind the net there.
Very cool.
Oh wow!
So, but you and I met out front at the Terry Fox statue.
Oh, so right at the statue where the family was and everything. You were there. Okay.
Yeah, when it was all crazy and all the pictures and everything were happening, and you were in your PJs, and then we all kind of went into the stadium. I ended up after the match going with Wendy and Scoot and a bunch of the Wrexham crew. We went for food at one of the pubs in Gastown, and then ended up back at the Pint there after dinner.
Yeah. Well, after the game, the Pint was ridiculously packed. It was hard to find them. We only had that place set up for us just pregame, so then we had to deal with all the other fans as well. So.
Yeah, we went for a quiet little burger in a pub in Gastown around the corner from there. And then by the time we finished that, it died down a little bit, but UFC was happening at the Pine, so it was busy with that. But I was out on the patio out front with Wayne and Scoot and everybody until closing.
Yeah, I was on that little side area there too. Yeah, that was nice. That's
it was lovely out there.
Small group was. Yeah.
Yeah. Except everybody kept walking by and then recognizing all the Wrexham crew, so they'd have to stop and get autographs and photos and
yeah.
But no, it's great, and the community that's been built is quite amazing. I mean, and right here, the Horde is prime example of what Welcome to Wrexham has been able to achieve, and bringing worldwide fandom and building this community, and then all these micro communities. I mean, Shaun working with some of the other watch-alongs and podcasts and everything else, and the crossover, and we just see it building and building as the last couple of years go on.
Did you see Glenda's question? How do you go to Chester and then, knowing that their rivals Wrexham, drive down to check out Wrexham and fall in love with Wrexham? How does that even happen? Seems
that's a very valid question, and one I've gotten a lot. So I have family from Chester and Wrexham area. I'm a freeman of the city of Chester, but of course, over the centuries, that border has changed. And fun fact for those that haven't been to that side of the world. Chester's racecourse, the parking lot is actually in Wales. So the entire stadium and racecourse is actually in Wales in present day, except for the front entrance. So there's a little front entrance way that's in England. The rest of it, including the parking lot, is in Wales. So season ticket holders in Chester, a lot of them refuse to use their parking lot because it's in Wales. They won't park in it. So that derby is very legit. And I used to have to sneak down to the Wrexham games. I would tell my family or extended family that I was going to watch a movie for the afternoon, and I'd jump on the train, and 20 minutes later I'd be jumping off and walking into the race course in Wrexham. So that was something I kept for a secret for probably about 6 or 7 years. But no, I have love for both sides of the country. Back in the day, it's all the one. And actually Brighton, just outside Chester, between Chester and Wrexham, the people who live there, the debate, you could ask one person, they'll say it's in Wales. You ask another person, they say it's in England. So to me, it is all one, other than when it comes to football. That line is drawn. But I think, and I've been witness to this, there's always been my whole life Chester was the posh haves, and Wrexham was the have-nots, and a dirty town, and you know, the other side of the tracks, if you will. And since Ryan and Rob came around, I've had a front row seat to watch that switch around. And
Wow.
now you see what's happening in Wrexham, the downtown rejuvenation, the business is coming in, Marks and Spencer's, etc., and it's booming. And Chester right now has a lot of empty storefronts. Things are struggling. The streets, the shopping and tourism has dropped off slightly from what I've been reading up on and hearing. Whereas we know that Wrexham is really taking off and becoming the destination. So all of a sudden, there's a little bit of a dynamic switch there. And you don't hear so much chatter from Chester in the last couple of years.
Interesting.
That's fascinating.
It's going to be quite the experience for you, Dave, and I'll certainly get you set up and get you some info, and I'll see who's around to do tours at the Wrexham miners, because certainly we want you to get the best tour possible there, and there's definitely some favorites to have to give you that tour.
Yeah. Dave, do you think you're going to be able to hook us up when you're out there?
Absolutely.
Connect in, maybe give us even some little like walking into the place video, or just shots of the stadium and where your seating is, so that we can look for you on camera.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent.
We'll have to get you to do a little segment from the turf.
Yeah,
sure.
you're going to have
That'd
to
be
toast one and score a couple of goals for us by putting a few away, either pregame or at halftime.
I can do that.
Okay. Shaun was able to get us one against Wickham. I wouldn't mind one or two at each of the games.
So for me, I have a background, like when I was younger, early teens, mid-teens, played a lot of soccer, did really well at it when I played. It just so happened that when I went into high school, the further I got in, the less soccer was available to me in the U.S. I still loved the sport. I loved it more than football, but I was always a big fan of watching NFL football. Moving forward, I got a chance to coach in my 20s and early 30s, but that was 20 years ago. And not having a chance to really follow soccer like I wanted to back then. But now fast forward, and my wife and I were looking at moving mostly permanently to Thailand. And they had a passion for soccer over there. So I was starting to pick that up. And that's when Welcome to Wrexham came in, and latched onto that and just fell in love. And I know Mark Griffiths had a big part of that for me, just loving listening to him and his passion. But then the more I got involved, the more I start to meet people with the Red Horde family and others online, it has just driven that passion. And so I'm really looking forward to this trip for so many reasons. And Bryn, you make me even more excited about getting over there the more you talk. So,
well, and the excitement and the fans that you talk about, and you just reminded me of something I've been sitting on since I got back through all of these, because I'm not good with the typing and trying to keep up in the chat and everything. But my experience, so Wayne and I over the last 3.5 years have built our relationship. We've actually grown quite close between especially Vancouver and my last trip over in October, and being able to share Canadian Thanksgiving with him and the rest of them over there and everything else we did. And he's actually offered to help me out with some of the endeavors I'm trying to build over here for the youth in Western Canada. But that is a fan. So I got to go to the Rotherham game with with Wayne and was literally right in front of him. So he was yelling and clapping and cheering over my shoulder the entire match. That I have never in any sport, NFL, hockey, you name it, met a more passionate and enthusiastic fan than Wayne Jones.
Yeah,
And that man was riling up the entire opposition stand, the entire match. He was just chirping to them. He's having full conversations back and forth. He's calling them out on everything. Like, that was a show and worth the price of admission just in itself, let alone the match unfolding in front of me. So yeah, Wayne at an away match, and that's why I was saying to Shaun, like, sit close to Wayne. And luckily Wayne was right down in front of him, so he got to witness some of that from up above. But yeah, that's an experience in itself, and I just ate up every moment of watching that game with Wayne, because it pours out of him, and it's almost like the entire world ceases to exist during that 90 minutes for that man, right? Everything else, and that man doesn't stop. I don't know when he sleeps. He is go, and he's always giving and doing for others every day. He's got some project
ridiculously
or something he's
nice.
working on or doing.
Yeah, not at all pretentious, very
over
the top friendly.
And I'll tell you, football, and when he gets into those stands, I don't know about in the turf so much and watching the games there and whatnot, but when he walks into those stands, the world turns off and nothing else matters, and you can just tell the entire load comes off. But the chants I heard from him that I'd never heard before, the sayings, the way he was just toying with the crowd and like had their attention. I've never witnessed anything like it. So if you're going there, try and get in around Wayne. He's not hard to miss.
And talking about
you'll
Wayne,
be on his bus. So you'll be with Wayne if he's going, and if he's got the turf bus going, then Wayne's going to be on it. So you'll be with Wayne anyway.
That'll be great if I get that opportunity. When you're talking about Wayne there, it's just a reminder for me that I mentioned Welcome to Wrexham and its importance in introducing me to Wrexham. My passion for Wrexham as a team actually takes second spot to my passion for Wrexham as a town, watching that documentary. I'm very much a people person and driven by different cultures, and seeing the culture of the town, what they went through with the mining disaster, with the problems with the team over the last decade and a half. Seeing all that, I can really feel it when I watch Welcome to Wrexham. And so I have a passion for the people of the town and the people that are highlighted in that show. And looking forward to meeting some of those people, and love hearing those stories from you, Bryn. Thank you for sharing that today.
No,
and
absolutely.
now you get to go make your own stories.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to you bringing back some, just like Shaun's been doing, right?
So, not to get too off track, but I was born and raised here in Washington State, but I was able to spend
We
about
won't hold that against you.
down in California working for an art company that did art for science fiction in Hollywood. A lot of Star Trek and Star Wars. I was traveling around to conventions all over the world, meeting with actors, meeting people behind the scenes in the art departments, the production teams, made a lot of friends, both actors and production teams. And that was a lot of fun. But here I'm finding that I'm looking just as forward to meeting some of these people in this field as knowing some of the actors and celebrities that I did in the other field. So,
yeah.
I think you and I are going to get along very well, Dave, and I think we have similar backgrounds, a couple lifetimes ago, and probably some similar connections. So, yeah, we'll have some good chats. Now, were you on any of the Star Wars sets?
Oh, yes. Star Wars and Star Trek. Primarily Star Trek.
Oh,
Next
okay.
Generation.
Because a friend of mine, Tim Diath, was the executive chef on the Star Wars films sets, and he then went on later on in his career. He became the executive chef for Team England men's Three Lions for 11 years. And so he was feeding Kane, and he's I think for 5 World Cups he went to and attended. Him and Beckham are best friends and all the rest. But he was the chef and on all those Star Wars sets. So if you were eating the good food, that would have been Tim's. And yeah, he's a great guy. Good contact in the footy world, that's for sure.
Neat. Yeah, I mentioned one time several weeks back in chat that Anthony Daniels, who is inside C-3PO in the Star Wars movies, he was actually very instrumental in me finally popping the question and proposing to my wife.
Oh, is that right? Well,
Yep.
It's funny because the picture that always comes to mind when I think of Tim as far as his Star Wars accolades is with him. A costume with the
when
costume
he said
behind
beep,
them.
beep, beep, boop, 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 you said, "Oh, I got to propose to my wife." Okay.
Okay, now since Giselle brought it up, I see that comment saying you got my husband's attention because he's a Trekkie. So because of my work with the company that did the artwork, I ended up being the art director for Star Trek The Experience in Las Vegas. And in that work, I was working with one of the actresses from Deep Space Nine. And it was on Valentine's Day of 1998. And somebody who I'd met as a fan, he was getting married on the bridge of the Enterprise in Las Vegas. And he had a all Klingon wedding. And everybody dressed up as Klingon. And he asked me and this actress to join in the wedding party. And we both said, yes, we'd love to, but we're not dressing up in costume. And we ended up going, and that's where I met my wife. She was one of the Klingons in the wedding party, dressed in full Klingon gear, makeup, costume, everything. And so I met my wife on the bridge of the Enterprise in Las Vegas.
So didn't you have to beat her in battle to be worthy of her hand in marriage? Or?
Thankfully, no.
Well, I really appreciate the two of you joining us here and filling in the very big shoes of Diandra, the presence that she is. Bryn and Dave, I appreciate it. We're going to have you guys back a bunch of times, I think, before the end of the year. And maybe we'll do a pregame show. And obviously we talked, Dave will be our man on the ground in the next couple of weeks. Again, we also on the 6th, a little after the women's game against Cardiff, we will be doing the Princess Bride watch along. And
yes,
I have a bunch of surprises there. So Dave will have to rush back from the game and hop on and join us. But again, I wanted to say thank you to the two of you guys for helping out. I think you did a great job. Took some of the burden off of me carrying the whole game, which was great. And
well, thanks for carrying us, and it's been a great honor. I hope we did Diandra proud, at least filling a bit of her shoes, and we'll look forward to having her back.
Tach ba, tach be for all those Klingon fans out there. Or not.
Can you say up the town in Klingon?
Oh, that's not Welsh?
No.
I think I just realized there's some similarities between Welsh and Klingon.
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it.
All right. And with that,
Perfect.
I think we're going to sign off here. Thank you, Red Horde, and have a great day, everyone.
Have an awesome day.
Thank you, Brendan.
everybody.
Thanks, Horde. It's been an honor.